It looks so weird now that I had to change the, when I made those things, the interviews bigger, it looks different now. Okay. Hi there. John Wasaki, Whisper to Me, Pamela Patrick, Kathy, Rosalina Marie, Margot K, Laura Anderson, good to see you. Mike, I thought I heard you say that you sent me a PayPal for something that you bought at the auction for someone. I didn't get a PayPal. So I just sent you a PayPal request, but only for Debbie's right now. Tomorrow, we're going to get to LMNW's. So just a little housekeeping for everybody. Housekeeping. These are the people that I sent payment requests to for the auction. I know we're behind, and I'm going to just give you the heads up, okay? So Amy Lawler, you should have a request. Debbie D, you should have a request for your napkins. Mike, you should have a request for Debbie D. Shells that you bought her, just the shells. Susie B, you should have your request. Chris Ree, you should have your request. Sherry, you should have your request. Foreign Wife, you should have yours. Oh, Carla, I forgot to put yours in. I'll do that in a second here. Debbie V, you should have yours. Nicole Griffith, I sent one to the live address for the shells you got and the box sign, okay? And tomorrow we're going to get to LMNW because there's a whole bunch of stuff there that you were buying, Ruff was buying, your cats, Mike was buying. So Mike, we'll get to that part tomorrow. Rough and Ready will get to yours. Mimi will get to your doll and your frog bracelet tomorrow, hopefully. Janae will get to your doll tomorrow. Snow Remover will get to you. Danielle, for what everybody bought for you. Tammy, Scooter, that will be tomorrow. Carla, before I forget, I'm going to send yours through because I have that here. Casey Jones will get to you tomorrow. Peridot Eyes, get to you tomorrow. So we've got to get this. You dreamed I was growing your napkins in my garden. Oh, let me tell you about the garden. So we went to the nursery, and I just got tomatoes this year. And I tried to get as many as I could with the flowers on them. Then it came home and it poured because we were going to do the shells, and it poured. And I couldn't get the garden in or anything, the raised bed. So tomorrow I have to plant the tomatoes. I just got tomatoes, basil, parsley, and some rosemary. That is it. That's it. It's going to be really streamlined. It's going to be only tomatoes. And that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to do the shell thing tomorrow. And then Jimmy did a really cool experiment with burning magnesium, which he's going to show you guys. He showed me in the kitchen. He showed the boys upstairs. Okay, so let me just really quick do Carla before I forget. I don't know how. I forgot. I just went through this with Jimmy. It'll be 1 second. And I'll still talk to you in the meantime. So, yeah, so it rained right after we went to the nursery. So, yeah, so Jimmy put the stuff out. I'll plant it. We got the stuff for the raised beds, the soil. Do that. Try to do the shells. He's got to get this stuff taped up. Everything's in the boxes. We've got to get it packed, tape shipped, and then get the other ones invoiced. I can't let him get behind like this anymore. Okay. Just 1 second. Oh, shoot. Hold on a minute. I just accidentally popped out of where I was. Oh, and I have to check something. Dina, you keep saying that you got napkins and you don't think you paid for them, right? Okay. So there, I did Carla. That's good. Okay, now I'm going to just check for Dina because I want to check that. Dina. Let me go to the dashboard. Activity. Dina. Let me see let me put your email down in there, Dina. Okay, let me look over here. Put this email in. I can't find anything, Dina, so I'm confused. I am confused. All right. I could swear that let me see. Let me try to see if it's under something else. Let's see. I'm going to go to Slack. Hold on a minute. Just sorry for this. We're going to get, if you're here for the other thing, we're going to get right on that. Okay? All right, Dina, you just let me know. I'm going to get right on this because we're wasting too much time. You let me know. I messaged you in Slack. Did the napkins have your name on them? And just let me know. Hi, Cat's Got My Tongue. Cat's Got My Tongue. Your napkins, the ones that got mixed up, should be on their way to you, okay? Hi, Alicia. Hi, Susie. Hi, Vintage Gal. You have it. Check again. Mike, I have it. Let me see. I don't have it because, look, I'm going to my dashboard, okay? Hold on. Come on. Dashboard. Oh, wait, you just sent me something. But you just sent me the right thing. Okay. All right, we're good, Mike, because that's what I set, right? Okay. The next time, just send friends and family because they don't take a fee then. But it's all right. It's fine. I got that for Debbie, so I've got that. Okay, good, Mike. I've got that, and we're all good on that, Mike. And then when I get LM&Ws squared away, hopefully tomorrow, I'll send you something just like that, okay? Okay, good. Well, that's good. Oh, Nicole Griffith, you have another request to your live address, okay? Good. And then Dina, my gosh, I know that I sent you a request because I remember putting that email in. So I'm thinking that it had to be. But why am I not seeing your name here? I don't know. I'll have to work that out tomorrow. I don't want to make anybody wait. Okay? I'm not going to make anybody wait while we do that. Dina, I'll check it tomorrow. All right, so let's get to this discovery here. Discovery. Okay, discovery. Oh, wait, you want to come up for a minute for talk? I need to come up tonight and talk. Okay, sure. All right. No problem. Let me get you. Mike has to come up and talk about something. That's fine. Let me see. Participants. Invite. Copy invitation. Okay. All right. Hold on. Sending this to you. Okay. Come on up. You've got the number. This is a good housekeeping section. Let me just do this. Dina. You know what? I think I'm just going to search it in another area. You know what, Dina? I think you might be right. But I thought for sure maybe the request didn't go through that I sent. But you got the napkins, okay, you're saying? It's telling me that I can't find your email address, Dina. So maybe that was my problem. All right, I will have to talk to you. I don't understand how Jimmy could have shipped it to you then. How would he have your address? Unless I sent him your address. All right, let me see. I'm looking in here if you're in my contacts. You're not under that name. You're not under your email. That's really weird. How did he get your address? He must have just sent it out, I think. I'm so confused. Yeah, I am really confused. All right, I'll worry about it. Mike, if you're going to come up, come on up. I sent your number. Okay. All right, Dina, I'm going to worry about it tomorrow. Okay, so I can't see the date, May 25th. This is a long time ago. This is May 11th. This was a really, really long time ago. Okay, May 11th. I must have done this when I was on vacation. So I sent you a thing that I need your email that goes. Okay. All right, let me see something. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back in my notebook from then. Yeah, I don't know. That is really weird. Okay. I don't know, Dina. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out tomorrow. Mike, are you coming up? You only get them the second time I sent them? I just sent you another one. Did you get it? Or you need me to send it a second time? But you didn't pay the request yesterday. You just sent the money, and I really need you to... It's important that you pay the request, because then otherwise it stays and it looks like it's outstanding and it really gets crazy. So if you could just pay the request, that would be great. I'm going to send you... Wait a minute. How come I don't even see... This is getting... Oh, no. Okay. It's going to your husband's name for some reason. I don't know. It just went to your husband's name. Now it's a different one than the last time. But I'm going to cancel the other one because you paid it. You just paid it with... You just sent money, right? So I just sent you the one. The only one that you should be paying is the one for the box sign and the shells right now. Then I'll get to you about the other stuff that you bought for people. I'm just so confused. I just don't understand what Dina's stuff. That's so weird. All right, well, I can see this. I'll know what the shipping label is when it was, and if you could just tell me how much it was, then I'll find it. Okay. All right. Mike, are you coming up, or are we going to go into this? I sent that too. No, but I just sent you the number. I don't have an email. I don't need to come up. Oh, okay. So we're good now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great. Let's go to. Sorry to the new people that were not on task tonight. Hi, Chris Ree. Okay. Okay. Let me get. Hi, Margot and every snow remover and everybody. Let me get the discovery now. Dina, we'll deal with it tomorrow. Okay, so the thing is, I have to be so careful. I think we'll probably have to have a members only and Patreon evidence where I can go in a private Zoom, and then if something comes up that shouldn't be shown out there, I don't have to worry about it. Because I've got a bunch of like CSI videos and stuff. What is this? Okay, we went through the stuff. So what did we learn the last time? We learned that she had a lot of run-ins with the law. Okay, we heard about the Wawa incident. And is anybody finding that strange that these people are covered in blood? What the freak are they doing to each other in the car that they are covered in blood? They said she was covered in blood. So they're either punching each other in the face so bad that her nose is bleeding, her lip is like, what is going on? And then when they're having that fight in the car before they're even married, they're biting and scratching each other like that? Does anybody... That's fine if it's not too late at night. What are you talking about? Does anybody find that crazy? Were you here the last time when we read those police reports? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Is anyone there? Yeah, there were some pictures. Yeah, there were some pictures. Remember the first one and she wanted herself photographed? What the freak are they doing to each other? Yeah, and she attacked the EMTs. Yeah. But, like Amber Heard, right? Like she smacked a friend or something, right? She smacked her, like with an open hand. These people didn't have like blood all over their faces. These people, like even the little boy said the father had scratch marks, and then that guy, Tony Baroni, said that Michael pulled the car up on the curb of the sidewalk, and then he was going to go into some restaurant or something, and he had scratch marks all across his face. And then he said, yeah, she was throwing dishes. And, well, she wasn't spinning out of control. It seems like that's the way she was her entire life. Don't you think so, Janae? This seems to have been a pattern early on, even with that other guy, that she broke his nose. Whoever that Roman guy. This is a pattern. I think that she was always like that. No. She wasn't diagnosed bipolar. Jenny D1, that was Jaden's friend's mother. And she said that Danielle said that Jaden had bipolar. And she doesn't believe it's true. It's so bizarre. But the blood all over them. And who were these people? How come we didn't hear from Richard? How come we didn't hear from Kelly Jo? It seems like that her mother talked to her or something, Sassy, and maybe her mother had been grooming her with the father the whole time, like saying, oh, your father's this, your father's that, your father's doing this, your father says you're not going to have a phone. Who knows what she was telling her that the father was saying? We don't know. Because the friend's mother said the daughter she didn't think was acting, she didn't think, she knows about child, but she didn't think the daughter was acting right. Okay, so I don't know. It's just really weird. I mean, okay, somebody could have a fight, and yeah, maybe the police are called because it got out of hand, but this is like, not just like they had a little fight and somebody called like he did that one time and she was in bed. These people are covered in freaking blood. They're covered in blood. This is bizarre, okay? This isn't just, a little spat that got out of control. These people are covered in blood. Her friends, people she doesn't know. This other guy, she broke his nose. These two, and then what was the stepfather saying? Now the stepfather's testimony seems really wacky, doesn't it? Why would the stepfather say he's never seen anything if her brother, which is his son, who's 14 at the time, called the stepfather, okay, who is older than who's younger than Michael. You realize that, right? The stepfather was born in 1955. Michael was born in 1953. So the 14-year-old brother, in that case, when they were not married and covered in blood, was called. How could he say he's never seen either one of them be violent? Why did the stepfather say he was married to Kathleen till she died? Anyone know? Yeah, Michael was quite a bit older. He was 20 years older than her. But what is going on there? Hi, Kathleen Cruz. Mm-hmm. Hi, Angela. And she. Karen H. I don't know. It's very bizarre. I think it's very, very bizarre. Okay, so let's look at some of this. Why can't... Okay. What does that mean, amended? Why was the autopsy was amended? We just went over the autopsy, right? First of all, why? Autopsy findings: stab wound of torso, perforation of basilic vein, left pneumothorax, external hemorrhage, additional injuries, multiple ecchymoses involving upper extremities and torso, superficial incised wounds involving the face and torso, hypertensive cardiovascular disease, left ventricular myocardial hypertrophy, hypertensive nephrosclerosis, obesity, intoxication by ethyl alcohol. So, in consideration of the circumstances surrounding the death and after examination of the body and review of the toxicology report, it is my opinion that Michael Redlick, a 65-year-old man, died as the result of a stab wound of the torso. Okay, so where is this amended? We went through this. We read this. Okay, so we did read the amended one. All right. Why is this doing this now? Okay, hang on. I wish we knew what these... Let me see what these videos are, because I would love to see if they had some of that body cam of when she was in that ambulance, right? I just want to see if this is... Oh, this is... No, we can't show that one. Hold on. So let's see, 26, 28, 21, 19, 15, 14. These are all of the crime scene here so far. see if we can show this one. This is just, let me see. What's going on? Now they're not loading. What is going on? Okay, hang on. So, June version. Private group. All right, let's go back. This is not. Okay. Photos, disc 4. Photos 3. All right, let me go back to documents. Hold on. Oh, that's that stupid. Oh my gosh, that stupid one she puts on their PowerPoint. Redlick, what is this? Did we look at this one? Yeah, the scene at the hospital. Okay, and Seminole County Jail, 911 calls, interviews. Okay, so I think we have a few of those other interviews. They were in Redlick discs. Audio 1, no, we went through audio 1. Hold on. They were in phone interviews. No, we did all of the phone interviews. Hold on, they were... Where were those other interviews? Hold on, I'm going crazy right now. Oh, we had to go through her email and stuff. Where the heck was that? Hold on. Because I downloaded some of that and... Let me go. Redlick discs. Phone interviews, disc 9. Disc 13. It was disc 9. Okay, Meet Mindful documents. We went through that. What is this? Message from unknown sender. Let me see what this is. To Pam Weir from unknown sender. I don't know what these are about. Let me see here. attachments, voice wave, download. Let's see. Is there anything there? Oh, if there is, if the voice message plays, let's see. Open.
Hi, Detective. This is Jan Reeves. You called me this morning at about 11:18. I'm returning your call. My number is 407-647-5953. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know what these are about, so these are under, how would that be an unknown sender? We know what that is. Hold on. Come on. Come on. It's taking forever to open up this thing. See if you see what I'm doing. It's just taking forever to here we go.
Yes, hi, Detective Ward. This is Danielle Redlick again calling. I'm not sure if you tried to reach me yet here, but I have a different number for you. It's 407-264-7583, and that's the Palms Unit Nursing Station. Again, 407-264-7583. I just have some questions for you. Perhaps you can help me with, and I know that you said I could call you anytime, so I'm just trying to catch up with you today if that's possible. Again, it's Danielle Redlick, 407-264-7583. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't know if this is the same one that we had.
Yes, hi, Detective Warren. This is Danielle Redlick. I'm calling to touch base with you and also see if I'm trying to manage some things still inside the Orlando Behavioral Health Center. Trying to manage getting some phone calls out, and just wanted to know what else is happening so that I can kind of know what the future looks like here moving forward. Trying to plan the funeral out, but I would like if you could possibly get back to me on finding a number in my phone for Debbie or Marla Rowe, R-O-W-E. Their last names are listed. Okay. Hi, Detective Ware. This is Danielle Redlick. I'm calling to speak with you about with some questions and also get an update from you if I can. Maybe even some phone numbers that I may give some folks a call. The number you can reach me at is 407 264 7718. 407 264 7718. It's Danielle Redlick. Thank you very much.
Hi, Detective Ware. This is Jan Reeves, the neighbor of Danielle Redlick, and I was wondering if you could tell me possibly where Sawyer and Jaden and Leo are. I'd like to take Leo if he's over there, but I haven't seen anyone to talk to. So if you could call me at your convenience, 407-647-5953, I would appreciate it. Thanks, Detective. Goodbye.
Hello, my name is Rob Rayfool, and I live in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I'm calling in regards to Mike Redlick and Danielle Redlick. And I've been friends with Mike, and I've known Danielle for a little while as well. So I'm just calling to see if you guys need anything or whatever I can do to help. I know some context that the marriage was not good, and she's not stable, I guess you could go with. So but I don't know if you guys have any questions or anything, any context that I can give you from my end. I'll be more than happy to do so. Again, my name is Rob, last name Rafool, Rafool. Phone number is 317-224-9701. Once again, 317-224-9701. If there's anything I can do to help provide any information, I'll be more than happy to. Thank you. Goodbye.
Hi, this is Ashley Heydrich. I came in last week for an interview with you regarding the Redlick case, and I was just wondering, as we're approaching the funeral, if there's been a release of the information about cause of death. Thank you so much for all the help you've given me. Appreciate it. My cell phone number is 407-234-6252. Thanks. Bye. Hi there. This is Ashley Heydrich returning your call regarding the Redlick case. I am available to come in kind of whenever. I work on Morse Boulevard, so you tell me what's good for you, and I'll make it work. All right. You have my cell phone number, and you can text me or call me back and let me know when is good for you. Okay? Thanks. Bye.
Hello, my name is Trisha Cullen. I'm calling from San Jose, California, calling in regards to a death in your department. A dear friend of ours, Mike Redlick. We were friends. We still were friends, but he was our neighbor here in San Jose, and there are a whole bunch of us trying to watch the news and figure out what's going on. And if you have time, if you could call me or leave me a message, my number is 408-628-3366. Again, Trisha Cullen, 408-628-3366. Thank you.
So I think those are just all of her messages there that are in that one. And what is this? Redlick discs 9. Okay. So Meet Mindful, we went through those. Then the Google Documents. Danielle. Okay. Chats. Let's see what this is about. Says they're in here. Hold on a second. Let me get to these chats here. Okay, let me see something. View file. Okay. Recorded chats. It's weird because let me see. Location history, letter. I don't want to do that. What is this about? This file does not have an app associated with it performing this action. Please install an app. Hold on, let me see how to open. Why can't I find the Oh, I know what we didn't do. Did we do John Keane? I don't know if we did him. I think we did him, but they're giving him again. I don't know why. Where is he? Where did he go now?
Police Department, today's date is Tuesday, January 22nd, 2019. The current time is 11:44 hours. Detective Ware and I will be conducting an interview at the Winter Park Police Department, located at 500 North Virginia Avenue, in reference to case 2018-4600-0053.
I'd like to tell you this is the first time I've ever been in a police station, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's good.
This is the same one we already saw on the other disc. So that's the same one. So I think we've got all the interviews there. Hold on. Meet Mindful Documents. Dibel, Linda Keene, Megan, John Keene. We did them. So I think we've pretty much hit it all. Believe it or not. Let me just see something if there's. Well, what about this? Detective Ware was notified by Lieutenant Volkerson that the victim's daughter was on scene. Detective Ware responded back to the scene to interview Jaden Ariel Redlick, daughter of the victim and the defendant. Detective Ware and Sergeant Supat interviewed Jaden Ariel Redlick. Sergeant Supat qualified that Jaden knew the truth from a lie. We heard this one. Detective Ware asked Jaden if anything happened this week with her parents. Jaden stated that nothing too specific happened. Jaden said that her parents used to be separated and now they're living together. Jaden said that her parents have gone through a lot together as a couple, and as a family they have been through a lot this year. Jaden stated that her parents were in a heated argument this week, but she didn't know specifically what it was about. Jaden described heated as not being on good terms, nothing crazy. Jaden said it was clear in the house when her parents weren't on the best of terms. Jaden stated that her parents aren't too crazy when they argue, they just raise their voices. Jaden Redlick said that in January of 2018, her parents were on pretty bad terms because her father had met another woman and had a relationship with her. Jaden stated that her father moved out April 2018, moved back in late September 2018. Jaden said that her parents must have been on bad terms for the past 5 years. Jaden stated that she had an incident that happened to her last year that put a strain on her family. Said that after the incident was over, things were getting really good and her relationship was more connected with her parents. Jaden stated that just this week things started getting rocky again. Jaden stated that she wasn't sure why things were rocky, but she believes it was because mom had an app on her phone. Jaden explained that the defendant, Danielle Redlick, told her that it was not a dating app. It was for work. Jaden said she believes that it was... Jaden believes that it was getting rocky because some random guy was flirting with Danielle and her father, the victim, saw it. Jaden doesn't know what the app was called. Jaden Redlick said that the relationship that happened with her father and the other woman ended a while ago because Danielle wrote the other woman a letter and told her to leave her family alone. Jaden Redlick thinks her father saw the defendant Danielle's phone and got upset because of the text with the other man. Jaden stated that defendant Danielle showed her one of the texts from the other man, and it said something like, "I would love to meet you and discuss some stuff. Oh, you look great in your profile picture." Jaden said that she has a really close relationship with her mom, the defendant Danielle, and her mom told her she didn't have anything going on with this man. Jaden stated that she just came home from school on Thursday, January 10th, and the defendant Danielle told her that the victim was angry with her. Jaden said that her father came home and didn't yell at Danielle. Jaden said that her father is a very sarcastic person and he was just very snappy, sassy, and rude to Danielle. Jaden Redlick stated that Danielle used to drink as a coping mechanism for a while. Jaden stated that she didn't think Danielle was drinking as a coping mechanism any longer. Jaden said that her father had recently started to drink more. Jaden said that her father was drinking on Thursday night. Jaden said that Danielle stayed at the house on Thursday. Jaden said that she heard her parents arguing and her father was accusing Danielle of seeing several different men. Jaden doesn't know how much her father had to drink. Okay. I heard this part. Let's see what else. Hold on a minute. All right, let's look at some. How does this lady look so familiar? So wait, just really quick. Let's look at some other headlines right now. Mother of 9 was shot to death by a suspect with a long criminal history who was out on parole. A Washington State mother of 9 children was shot to death in a convenience store on her birthday by a man with a long criminal history who was on parole and prohibited from possessing firearms. The shooting happened on May 26 when 40-year-old Jermel Warren allegedly began firing his gun in his vehicle, in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven in Spanaway, Washington. Warren was reportedly harassing people in the parking lot when a woman in a vehicle told him not to come closer. Warren allegedly became upset and pulled out a gun. A man in the driver's seat of the vehicle then told Warren that he cannot just pull a gun on people. Warren told the man to exit the vehicle, prompting the man to apply bear spray on Warren and then drive away. The man later told police he believed Warren would steal his vehicle or try to kill him. As the vehicle was leaving, Warren began firing his gun. At least one of the bullets struck a bystander, 39-year-old Angelina Palmer, who was celebrating her birthday that day. She later died. An employee of 7-Eleven called 911 and told police that Warren appeared to have been stumbling around the property before shooting. Another witness reported to police that Warren appeared confrontational and aggressive and that he was concerned for his safety. One of the bullets struck the witness' truck. Warren has a lengthy criminal record. He has 17 felony convictions, also prohibited from possessing or owning firearms. At the time of the shooting, Warren was on parole, or what the state calls community custody. He was facing multiple pending cases, including first-degree assault, second-degree domestic violence, and driving under the influence. Following the shooting, police were searching for Warren in connection with a carjacking at gunpoint. When police located a vehicle Warren was driving, Warren allegedly rammed the vehicle into the deputy's patrol vehicle. He later crashed the car in Tacoma and fled on foot until he was captured. Palmer's family said that they are devastated by her death. She had 9 children, ranging in age from 1 to 23. 9 children. Whatever was going on in that parking lot had nothing to do with her. Her brother, Willard Palmer, told the television station she was just going about her day and get shot on her birthday. In speaking during arraignment, William Palmer told Warren how he had ruined so many people's lives. You took someone who had nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with whatever you had going on in the parking lot that day, Willard Palmer told Warren, according to the News Tribune, and now you've ruined so many people's lives over it. It's not fair. A judge has set his bail at $3 million. He has pled not guilty. Wow. And then the manhunt for this woman they say killed that cyclist. The U.S. Marshals Service is intensifying its manhunt for the capture of a Texas woman wanted in connection with the death of a professional cyclist. 70 new tips have been sent to U.S. Marshals regarding 34-year-old Caitlin Marie Armstrong, who is charged with the death of 25-year-old Anna Mariah Wilson, a cyclist who was found unconscious and bleeding at a home in Austin on May 11th. Caitlin Armstrong is accused of a very serious crime that she needs to answer for, the U.S. Marshals said. The best thing she can do at this point, wherever she is surrender to authorities so she can return safely to Austin and answer to the charges that are against her. She needs to know the marshals are not going to stop looking for her. Investigators believe that Armstrong murdered Wilson because she suspected that Wilson was having an affair with her boyfriend, Colin Strickland, who also a cyclist. One person who knows Strickland apparently wasn't surprised that he might have been cheating. Colin's a douche and a player, a fellow Austin cyclist recently said. All he cares about now is covering his arse. Strickland and Armstrong had been dating for about 3 years, but the pair took a break in their relationship this past October. During that break, Strickland told investigators that he and Wilson saw each other romantically. Strickland claims that after he and Armstrong reconciled, his relationship with Wilson became platonic and professional. But based on evidence from her phone, police have concluded that Wilson believed she was still in a romantic relationship with Strickland, even though he was currently dating Armstrong. Despite that evidence, Wilson's family later issued a statement saying they believe she was not in a romantic relationship at the time. Still, Strickland acknowledged to investigators that he changed Wilson's name in his phone so Armstrong didn't know that he was speaking to Wilson as they continued their relationship, and he would also delete text messages from Wilson to prevent Armstrong from finding them. On the day of Wilson's death, Strickland lied to Armstrong to conceal the fact that he had gone swimming with Wilson and had dinner with her. He instead claimed that he had dropped off flowers for someone and then his phone battery died. Wilson had been staying at a friend's home in Austin ahead of a bicycle race in Texas. Her friend found her at the home with multiple gunshot wounds, which police believe were fired by a 9mm handgun. Neighbors have told the media that they didn't hear any gunshots and wonder if a silencer was used. David Harris, who lives next door, told the newspaper that he didn't hear any gunshots on the evening that Wilson was murdered. I think I would have heard gunshots next door if she was using a 9mm, so she must have used a suppressor. Another neighbor said that she didn't hear gunfire either. We were home when it happened. We didn't hear any gunshots or any commotion. Security camera footage from a neighbor shows Armstrong's black SUV near the home shortly after Wilson returned. Strickland confirmed to police the SUV looked like the one belonging to Armstrong. Detectives also confronted Armstrong about the footage. Her response was she had no explanation as to why she was in the area and didn't make any denials surrounding the statements presented to her. I don't know where the freak that girl is. 2 North Carolina women are facing charges related to child abuse after one of them allegedly attacked kids using metal knuckles. Joking here? On Friday afternoon, authorities in Burke County, North Carolina, received an anonymous complaint accusing 25-year-old Natalie Childress, pictured on the left, of intentionally using metal knuckles to strike and injure children under her care. Social Services and Child Protective Services officials responded to a home in Connolly Springs where they encountered the child's mother, 26-year-old Jessica Sanders, pictured right. Sanders allegedly said the kids were not home, prompting the child welfare officials to ask for help from the Burke County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff's deputies arrived on the scene and located the children who were hiding. The deputies then called for medics to treat the children for injuries they sustained. The children were brought to UNC Health Valdacie and later to Children's Hospital Abuse and Trauma Facility. Deputies subsequently arrested Childress and charged her with negligent child abuse causing severe bodily injury. Authorities also charged Sanders with aiding and abetting negligent child abuse. Both women were transferred to Burke County Magistrate and received $250,000 secured bonds. As of Sunday morning, authorities had not released information about what may have prompted the abuse or whether the women had engaged in abuse prior to the incident. Wow. Nutcases. Never understand this. A teen mother is accused of murdering her newborn baby whose body was found with stab wounds in the basement of a Colorado home. They go through the whole birth, everything, and they kill the baby. It's unbelievable. On Friday, prosecutors in Weld County, Colorado, Weld County, we know that well, right? Charged Layla Cepeda with first-degree murder in connection with the death of the baby. Cepeda is from Texas. Was reportedly 17 years old at the time of the baby's death, but she turned 18 on Friday and is being charged as an adult. Police were called to a home in Nunn, Colorado early Wednesday for a report that a dead female infant had been found. Another female in the home called 911 and reportedly helped clean up the scene before authorities arrived. Cepeda had delivered the baby early that morning. She told medics that she had not been feeling well and had not disclosed to her family that she was pregnant. Investigators say there were apparent stab wounds to the child's torso. Cepeda reportedly told medics that the child was not breathing, moving, or crying upon being delivered. Cepeda told police that she did use scissors to cut the umbilical cord, but she claimed that the scissors were not near the baby and denied hurting the baby. Officials found the child in a basement bedroom and observed a small pair of scissors which appeared to have dried blood on them near the foot of the bed. Officers also reportedly saw blood throughout the room, including on the floor, walls, curtains, and on the towels. Underneath the bed, police found underwear, leggings, and napkins that contained an unknown liquid. There also appeared to be a cut umbilical cord and membrane on the floor. As of Friday, Cepeda was being treated for bleeding at a hospital and required blood transfusions and a medical procedure to stem the bleeding. A nurse said that Cepeda indicated that she stopped her thyroid medication when she learned she was pregnant, which is inconsistent with previous claims by the teen that she did not know she was pregnant. Cepeda told police that she had taken a pregnancy test several months earlier and the results were allegedly negative. The coroner concluded the child was born alive because there was blood in the baby's chest and bruising around the stab wounds. An autopsy found that the stab wounds punctured the baby's heart and lungs. How terrible. Former Alabama quarterback Jay Barker will avoid jail after he allegedly tried to ram his car into his wife, country music star Sarah Evans. What the? On Thursday, Barker agreed to what is known as a best interest plea to a misdemeanor charge of reckless endangerment in connection with the January incident. The plea means that Barker did not admit guilt, but also acknowledged that prosecutors had enough evidence to prove their case, a spokesperson for the Nashville District Attorney General's office said. Authorities allege that on January 15th, the 49-year-old, who is now a sports radio talk show host in Tuscaloosa, tried to hit Evans while she was in a vehicle after leaving a party at a neighbor's home in Nashville. Evans told investigators that as she and another person in the vehicle were backing out of the driveway, she saw Barker backing up his vehicle at a high rate of speed, attempting to hit them. Barker missed the pair and did not collide with them. He initially fled the scene but later returned. After police arrested Barker, he was detained on a 12-hour domestic violence hold but was released on a $10,000 bond that evening. He was initially charged with felony aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. As part of the sentence, Barker must serve 1 year of probation, surrender any weapons, and participate in a 26-week intervention program. Barker and Evans married in 2008. They remain married but are living separately and in the process of getting a divorce. You don't say. A Massachusetts woman was arrested and charged with murder and related charges after police say she mowed down her boyfriend in January and left him for dead during a heavy blizzard. A Norfolk County grand jury indicted Karen Reed, age 42, on murder, motor vehicle manslaughter, and leaving the scene of a collision causing death charges. She's accused of killing her boyfriend, identified as John O'Keefe, a Boston police officer. According to court documents, Reed was initially arrested on manslaughter charges in February after she allegedly hit O'Keefe with her SUV and left him for dead outside a friend's residence in Canton. I think we talked about this. Police said the incident happened after Reed had a night out involving drinking. Reed then allegedly drove home and later didn't remember what happened. The following morning, she became concerned when O'Keefe wasn't home and she noticed damage to her vehicle. She reportedly sent out text messages looking for her boyfriend and asked friends to check if O'Keefe was still at the friend's home. And that's when he was discovered lying unresponsive in a snowbank. Reed arrived at the scene shortly after. O'Keefe was rushed to an area hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police announced upgraded charges this week and arrested Reed again Thursday evening at her Mansfield home. She has pled not guilty to the charges against her, and she has been released from jail on $100,000 bail and is expected back in court in August. I remember that, wasn't he lying in the back and she didn't know? The former head of Amazon Mexico apparently attacked his wife with a baseball bat at their home and later paid hitmen to kill her. Juan Carlos Garcia reportedly paid the equivalent of about 9,000 or 180,000 Mexican pesos to two hitmen to kill Abril Perez Sagon, the mother of his children. Garcia also allegedly offered what would be equivalent to about $2,500 or 50,000 Mexican pesos to kill the woman before a key court hearing in a case she had filed against her husband. The allegations were revealed this week in court testimony by one of the men allegedly hired to kill Perez. Perez first alleged that Garcia tried to kill her in January of 2019 when she was asleep in the home they shared. She said in an earlier court proceeding that she awoke to what felt like a blow to her head. When she opened her eyes, she saw Garcia in front of her holding a baseball bat, and she felt like she had been cut on her cheek. Perez alleged that Garcia then tried to strangle her, but their son was able to push his father away so Perez could escape. Following the attack, police detained Garcia briefly, but he was freed after a judge ruled there was insufficient evidence to demonstrate attempted murder, only domestic violence. Perez moved away from Mexico City to Nuevo Leon, a northern state, filed for divorce and obtained a restraining order against Garcia. Meanwhile, Garcia reportedly fled Mexico initially to the United States. He reportedly entered the U.S. by foot at a checkpoint near Tijuana. In November of 2019, Perez flew back to Mexico City so she could undergo a psychological examination, which the judge had ordered after she alleged that Garcia had attacked her. On November 25th, Perez was traveling in a vehicle with her lawyer and 2 sons when a man approached the vehicle and shot her in the head. Perez died that night, the same day of International Day of Violence Against America. No one else in the vehicle was physically harmed. Following Perez's murder, Garcia wrote to Mexico City Mayor Claudia Sheinbaum asserting his innocence. As a father, I would never have wanted for my kids to go through something like this, which has affected them and changed our lives, Garcia wrote. Mexican authorities subsequently arrested 8 people believed to be tied to Perez's killing. The trial for one of the hitmen began Monday. The person has alleged that Garcia hired him to take out his wife. Authorities have yet to locate Garcia despite an open international arrest warrant against him. Garcia became Amazon's Mexico CEO when the online retailer first launched in Mexico in 2015. Wow. It's incredible. A woman whose bakery was once featured on the Food Network allegedly stole the identity of a deceased infant for nearly 20 years, and she's now facing up to 30 years behind bars in connection with it. On Friday, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Ohio announced charges against 49-year-old Ava Missildine, who's accused of using the baby's identity to obtain a passport, a student pilot license, work as a flight attendant, admission into the Ohio State University, and pandemic relief assistance. Prosecutors have charged Missildine with passport fraud, social security number fraud, aggravated identity theft, and fraud in connection with an emergency. The government alleges that Missildine stole the identity of an infant who died in 1979, using the baby's identity first in 2003 to obtain an Ohio ID under the name Bree Borgios, and later a driver's license and social security card. Missildine began using the baby Bree's identity 3 years after she was released from prison for forgery, theft, and escape. In 2007, Missildine allegedly used the stolen identity to get a passport and a student pilot certificate. To get the passport, she claimed that she needed to travel internationally for her job as a flight attendant, where she was employed under the stolen identity. Missildine would continue the ruse over the next 13 years, using both her real and stolen identities at different times. It was during this period when Missildine owned and operated the Cocoa Tea Salon and Bakery near Columbus, Ohio. The Food Network once featured the restaurant on The Best Thing I Ever Ate for the bakery's red velvet cupcakes, which were made with beet juice instead of food coloring. But federal investigators began scrutinizing Missildine last year when she attempted to renew her passport. Missildine also received approximately $1.5 million in what the government says were fraudulent Paycheck Protection Program loans under both identities. She submitted forged documents to support the loan applications and allegedly used the money to purchase a $647,000 home near the Zion National Park in Utah and a $327,000 home in Michigan. In September of 2021, Missildine also applied for and received Utah driver's license under both names, prosecutors allege. Missildine faces a minimum of 2 years in prison, but could be sentenced up to 30 years behind bars if convicted. The mother of the real Bree, Paula, said that she was shocked that someone had been using her daughter's identity for decades. Bree died so young. She had no social security number, Paula said. She was only 4.5 months old when she passed away. I'm really flabbergasted. A shooting inside a Kansas City barber shop left an employee injured, was carried out by a customer who was unhappy with his haircut. Vernie O. Dickens, 33 years old, was charged Friday with first-degree assault and unlawful weapon use and 2 counts of armed criminal action in connection with the shooting that occurred last week at Drake's barber shop in Kansas City, Hanover Place neighborhood. He's currently being held in the Jackson County Jail on a $75,000 bond. According to court records, Kansas City police were called on June 2nd to the area of 39th Street and Wyandotte Avenue on a reported disturbance involving a weapon. And when officers arrived, they found a man sitting on top of the suspect, identified by authorities as Dickens, in the backyard of a nearby residence. The gunshot victim had already been taken to a hospital by a private vehicle. Dickens was taken into police custody and transported to a hospital for a medical evaluation, according to charging documents. Witnesses told police that they overheard an argument involving Dickens about the haircut he got at the shop the day prior. He was not charged for the job, witnesses said, and purportedly returned to have the cut corrected. The barber who cut his hair the day before was not at the shop, witnesses told police. And after another barber asked him to take a seat and wait, Dickinson became agitated and began yelling. The barber threatened to call the police, and that's when Dickens allegedly pulled a gun and fired 2 shots at the barber, who ran to the front door and was chased down through the parking lot. One of the witnesses, the man who held Dickens down until the police arrived, said he was inside the shop waiting on his cousin to get a haircut. After the shooting started, he told police he retrieved a gun from his car and ran around the corner to find Dickens standing over the victim while pointing a handgun at him. The witness said he pleaded with Dickens to stop. Then there was some sort of malfunction that caused the clip to fall out, and recognizing his chance to intervene, he rushed Dickens and got the gun away from him. 5 other witnesses said they saw or heard the encounter between Dickens and the victim. One reported that there were children inside, sitting near a bench by the front door when Dickens started shooting. The gunshot victim was interviewed by police at the hospital. He described running when he realized that he had been shot in the back. He attempted to jump a fence near the property. Then he laid on the ground with his hands spread out as Dickens allegedly stood over him. The gunshot victim told investigators he believed Dickens was going to execute him, and he was preparing to fire the gun again before the weapon malfunctioned and the customer intervened. Under Missouri law, Dickens faces up to 15 years in prison for the assault charge, 30 years for unlawful weapon use, and 15 years on each count of armed criminal action. As of Wednesday, court records did not list an attorney who could speak on Dickens' behalf. An Indiana mother died last week after her ex-boyfriend allegedly slammed into her with his car in what investigators say was a final act of domestic violence that had terrified the woman in recent months. On May 31st, 27-year-old Kyle Rigdon allegedly sent 29-year-old Kayla Bowling a Facebook message that foreshadowed the attack. "Have fun with your bullshit. You got going on tonight. Tomorrow will be the biggest wake-up call of your life." The following day, Rigdon is accused of striking Bowling with his car while she was riding her bike. She was rushed to a local hospital and was pronounced dead less than an hour later. At the scene, Bowling had provided a neighbor with her car license plates number. Another neighbor reported that she saw Bowling biking the day before the attack and that she was confronted by a man driving a silver car which had blocked her in. The man was reportedly yelling at Bowling. Authorities say Rigdon drove a silver Nissan Altima. Investigators believe that before the attack, Rigdon had gone to extreme lengths to stalk, harass, and threaten Bowling, who confided in her parents that she was terrified and she believed he would kill her. She was afraid he was going to kill her. She said, "If I ever die, look at my phone. I've got the evidence." Kayla, Bowling, and Rigdon had dated on and off for about 6 months and had broken up most recently about a month ago. One thing that particularly upset Bowling was that Rigdon would always seem to know where she was at all times. Rigdon would text Bowling to ask why she was at a particular location, which led her to believe he was following her. Days before the murder, Rigdon had parked outside her home where she lived with her parents, slashed her tires with a butcher's knife. Rigdon would also drive by the house multiple times a day, prompting Bowling's father to run into the house and get a gun for protection. One day before the attack on May 31st, Bowling and Rigdon were heard arguing on the phone. Bowling reportedly screamed at him to stay away and said the relationship was over. Rigdon then came to the home at about 11:30 p.m. and knocked on Bowling's window. She told Rigdon to leave her alone, or she would call the police. Rigdon had allegedly posted on Facebook that someone had broken his heart, but they were going to pay. However, the post was reportedly deleted. After the attack on June 1st, Rigdon allegedly told his employer that he had harmed his girlfriend and asked a colleague to lie for him, say that he had been at work since 10 a.m. However, Rigdon had not showed up for work until about noon. Rigdon's employer called police upon learning of Bowling's death and discussed text messages in which Rigdon asked him to lie about what time he was at work. The day after Bowling's death, Rigdon visited his son. The boy's mother told investigators that Rigdon was unusually quiet and affectionate with the child and gave him $100. The woman provided police with photos of damage to Rigdon's car. After police arrested Rigdon, they examined his vehicle, which showed recent damage to the front left bumper. Robert Bowling said that his daughter didn't have a mean bone in her body and would help anyone who needed it. She was the mother of at least one child, a boy whom she named after her father, Robert. The murder has left her parents heartbroken and stricken with grief. There was a little relief after they arrested him, but we are destroyed. Her father said, "We are absolutely destroyed. She was my baby, my only daughter." According to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men are victims of severe physical violence from an intimate partner. To report domestic violence, call 911 if in immediate danger. For non-threatening emergencies, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline 1-800-799-7233. SAFE. This is a crazy thing coming up next. Geico is to pay $5.2 million to someone that reportedly contracted an STD in a car. Geico must pay $5.2 million to a Missouri woman who contracted a sexually transmitted disease from a partner in his vehicle, which was insured by Geico. This week, the Missouri Court of Appeals upheld an arbitrator's award in favor of the woman, identified publicly as M.O., who alleged that her then-boyfriend, identified as M.B., knowingly gave her the human papillomavirus, HPV, during sexual activity in his car in 2017. HPV can be transmitted through sexual contact and may cause warts to develop on the genitals and surrounding parts of the body. Insured negligently caused or contributed to MO to be infected with HPV by not taking proper precautions and neglecting to inform and or disclose his diagnosis despite having knowledge of his condition. The woman submitted a claim to Geico in February of 2021, arguing that the boyfriend's car's insurance policy covered her injuries and the company was required to compensate for her losses. The insurer denied the claim and refused her final settlement offer of $1 million, prompting her to appeal to an arbitrator. The arbitrator agreed with the claimant, concluding that the boyfriend was negligent when he infected the woman with the virus and awarded her $5.2 million in damages. The woman then sought to enforce the arbitrator's award in Jackson County Circuit Court, which affirmed the $5.2 million judgment. The award covers past and future medical expenses and past and future mental and physical pain and suffering. Geico subsequently sought a review of the decision from the State Court of Appeals, arguing that it was not provided with a meaningful opportunity to defend its interests. The Court of Appeals held otherwise, writing, Geico did have the opportunity to participate and defend its interest, including the ability to challenge liability and damages by entering a defense of the insured. Geico said the matter will continue to be litigated. The company in April filed a federal lawsuit seeking a declaration that it has no duty to defend or indemnify the boyfriend for the claims asserted by MO. The case is pending. A man was arrested late last month for murdering his mother, who vanished in Colorado in 2018 and was found dead in the backyard of her home in April. Richard Vandervelde, didn't we talk about this guy before? Vandervelde, so familiar. 54, was arrested in Pinellas County, Florida on May 19th and has been extradited to Mesa County, Colorado, where he's charged with Sylvia Friend's first-degree murder. Friends, 82, was reported missing by her daughter in May of 2018. Vandervelde lived with Friends at the time of her disappearance. Vandervelde told his estranged sister that their mother had gone with an unknown friend to California to attend a funeral. At some point, Grand Junction responded to Friends' residence upon receiving notice that the homeowner was late on a utility bill. Cops reportedly found that all the doors were locked, but one window was open in a way that someone could crawl out of it. After Friends' daughter asked officers to enter the home, they found notes allegedly written by Vandervelde in which he explains that he left for Denver for a job. The notes also suggested that there was a disagreement between Friends and Vandervelde. A piece of carpet in the home had blood on it, but the DNA was too degraded to be tested. It is reportedly undergoing further testing at a lab in Texas. The person who owns Friend's home contacted the police about a trash bag inside a manhole. Investigators initially believed they spotted an animal leg, but it was later determined to be human remains. DNA testing confirmed the body as Friends, and an autopsy determined that she died from blunt force head trauma. Vandervelde is accused of using Friends' debit card to take $10,000 from her account. Investigators alleged he used his slain mother's credit card at an ATM all around the country. He's in jail on $1 million bond. Vandervelde is charged with first-degree murder, tampering with deceased human body, crimes against an at-risk adult, fraud, identity theft, theft of $5,000 to $20,000, motor vehicle theft, and abuse of a corpse. His date in court is June 21st. Wow. Police in Sioux Falls are asking for assistance in locating 6-year-old Akir Awal. Last seen wearing a purple long sleeve shirt, red shorts, no shoes, and carrying a pink heart-shaped pillow. Last seen on foot in the area of 33 Fernwood. Call 606-367-7000 if seen. Okay, I think that's, oops, hold on. Hold on, okay. Now hold on, I've got to see if I, hold on, see, no. Okay, hopefully that'll be okay. But anyway, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's been a long day. I've got to do a bunch of stuff tomorrow. I'm going to try to do the shelves tomorrow. I have to do the planting. We have to do all the other invoices, get all this stuff packed up. So I've got to go to bed. All right. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you. God bless. Goodbye. Good night. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.